Somebody done lost their damn mind when it comes to the price of groceries. I'm Shantae, and on this channel, we discuss savvy and sustainable ways to navigate life. It is no secret that the price of groceries are through the roof. According to a Nerd Wallet article, at least 47% of Americans are going over their grocery budget, and that does not include their dining out budget. In this video, I'm going to show you the steps that I use to create my grocery list and the system that I use to go about staying on budget. Now, I use this cute little fancy planner that I created, but you don't need any fancy tools. All you need is pencil and paper or your phone in the notes section to break down what it is that you plan to do when you go to the grocery store. Step one, we are going to figure out what the week is going to look like and determine if there are going to be any spaces or gaps in the week that I won't be able to cook that day. That will allow me to make sure there is something on the grocery list that the family can cook for themselves. Step number two, I will assess what's in the kitchen. I'll write down what's in the freezer, what's in the pantry, what's in the refrigerator. Nothing too extravagant. Keep it simple. You don't want to stress yourself out. This is my favorite one because when I incorporate this step, I am reducing waste, and nobody has time to be wasting food or money. Step three, I'm going to determine what meals I can make based on what I already have in the kitchen. This will also help reduce waste. Step four, I am going to assess my staples, those things that I always keep in the kitchen no matter what. This is the time that I determine, do I have enough that's going to allow me to make it through the week, or do I need to get some things to replenish it for this week? Step five, I'm going to create the grocery list. And I'm only creating the grocery list based on what it is that I'm planning on making and the items that are missing from those things that I plan to make, along with what staples I'm missing. With that list, I'm going to the grocery store. And when I get to the grocery store, the plan is to stick to that list. Here's my rule. I'm only allowed to pick up 3 different items that I may have missed off the list. You know how that goes. Sometimes you're making your list and you get in the store and go, I really forgot to put that on my list. Each of those items cannot exceed $10 because if it's going to cost that much, we probably don't need it. Because $10, especially times 3 is $30, that is enough to break the budget. So that's my little rule of thumb. The other thing that I do, and I know that this is a privilege that I have that a lot of people may not have, but if you have it, please incorporate this. I don't take anybody to the grocery store with me. The husband's not coming, the kid's not coming, the dog ain't coming, because every time someone goes to the grocery store with me, I break the budget. I don't care how firm I plan to be. If one of the kids are with me, then I'm like, okay, maybe you can get that. Or if my husband's with me and he just decides he's going to throw some extra in the cart, okay, cool. But that wasn't factored into the budget. If you can afford it, leave them at home. We've gotten to this point. I am going to show you my little tool that I use to navigate creating my grocery list. So here's how I go about figuring out what my meals will look like for this week. I first start by making sure that I put the date at the top so that I know for sure what it is that I am doing for what week and I can keep track of it later. Okay. You don't have to do that, but that's what I do. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go through and type in, I got meats, sides, and I don't know, let's say staples. It really just depends on what's going on. So what I know for sure is I have ground beef in the fridge. I have ground beef. I have some ribs. I have some chicken of all kind. I have breast and legs, all of that good stuff. And then I also have some shrimp and I have some salmon. Over here, I know I have some green beans. Maybe I have some corn. I have some rice. I have salad mix. So I know that these are some things that I have. Oh, I also have some sweet potatoes. But I know we need more of this week. I'm going to change my color. We need some milk. We need some eggs. And we need some bread to make sandwiches. And we also need sandwich meat. There isn't anything else that we need as far as like maybe say, usually here I will put beverages. But we don't need coffee. We don't need water. We don't need juice. We don't need any of that right now. So now that I have that taken care of, I am now going to go plan out my meals. Same thing here. You want to put the date at the top, you can. If not, you don't have to, but I will just for the sake of it. So this is for the week of 7/24/23. Now, let's get into it. So since I have ground beef, so for Sunday I'm going to cook spaghetti. And with that, we're going to have a salad. And I will likely make some garlic bread. Monday, we'll have pulled chicken because I know that I always got some chicken breast or some chicken thighs in there. Have some pulled chicken, and with that, the family would likely want fries, but I'm gonna want some type of roasted veggie. And actually, in that case, fries need to go down here. Let's change that up. We'll put the fries down there. Okay. Okay, so now here we come on Tuesday. Like again, I know I have ground beef. What we going with? We're going with Taco Tuesday. Now, we either gonna use some ground beef or some chicken, or maybe even some shrimp tacos, because I know we got some shrimp in there. So for Wednesday, we'll end up having some salmon. And with that salmon, I'll end up making some Brussels sprouts. And with that, I'll also make some rice. Friday, I don't typically cook, so it's more of a own your own kind of day. Saturday is going to be date night, so I don't have to cook that night either. There are things in the fridge, in the freezer that our teams can fix for themselves. So that leaves me with Thursday. And yes, I do reverse engineer these days sometimes. So we have salad, we have pulled chicken, we got tacos, we have salmon. And so we'll do some chicken drumsticks. And we'll likely have some leftover rice from the day before. I don't know why I keep wanting to put that right there. Okay. Clearly, I need to get it together. So, we're going to have some rice and whatever the other vegetable was. I think I said green beans. Maybe I didn't, but I know we have some green beans in the kitchen. With this list, I'll take this list. Let me go back on over to my, let's see, meal ideas. And I had green beans, corn, rice, salad mix, and sweet potatoes. Go back over to my weekly. And okay, I was right. I did have green beans, um, salad, but we're not going to do Brussels sprouts because I don't have Brussels sprouts as much as I want them. I'm not going to add Brussels sprouts to the list this week. So instead of having Brussels sprouts, we are going to just eat a salad. So I'm going to take Brussels sprouts out the mix because why be wasteful when we can just eat salad mix? That way the salad doesn't go bad. Okay, so I take this list, and with this list, I create my grocery list. So I already have everything that I need to make spaghetti except this garlic bread. So I need to buy some garlic bread when I go to the store. And I'm getting cheap garlic bread. I'm getting the store brand. Nobody's trying to be fancy. Depending on what store you go to, it's probably really good. So I have pulled chicken on the list. I already know that I have barbecue sauce and apple juice because that is what I use in mine to make it nice and moist. Um, Roasted veggies. So I don't remember putting broccoli on my list, but I think I want some broccoli that day when my family will be eating um, fries. For the tacos, I know that we have ground beef. I also know that we have some taco shells. Um, and I can also use the chicken or whatever. What I do not have is a tomato because I can't have tacos without some pico de gallo. So I need a tomato. That is not how you spell tomato. But whatever, we're going to work this out. So I need a tomato. And I actually think I need some cilantro as well. I already have some onion. I have salmon already, although I didn't put that on the list. I know for sure that's in there because I just bought some. We have salad mix. I have plenty of rice. And then I do have some drumsticks, green beans, and rice. There are some things in the fridge that the kids can make on their own, but I do know that I need to get them some lunch meat. And I need to make sure that I get them some bread. We need milk and we need eggs. What else? Oh, the kids are likely out of cereal because that's the only thing that teenagers feel like they can eat these days. Alrighty. And I'll take this and I'll go to the grocery store. This is a mild week. There are some weeks where this entire list is full. And then I also have to come over here and create me a new grocery list. So I'll go to grocery list. Like this is something from back in March where I knew I needed to get a couple of things. And so that's what I added to the list. So it really just depends on what is going on for the week, what it is I feel like we might need. And of course, this is a tutorial. So I've likely missed a thing or two in the mix, but I think you get the point in what I'm saying. Make sure that you do it for your lifestyle and what makes sense for you and your family. I used this system when I was a single mom and it was just two of us. I still use this system now that I am married and we are a family of five. This system still works, whether it's a family of two or a family of 10. It's just a matter of what you decide your budget is going to be. And since we're talking about the budget, it's always this question: how much should my grocery budget be? Well, the good old USDA, those food regulators, they release charts every month estimating how much somebody should pay for groceries depending on age, gender, and how much money they're willing to spend. And let me tell you this, I do not follow that because according to the USDA, for my family of five, I should be paying $1,366.90 a month for groceries. I do believe that these documents they released are a good baseline to get you started. Again, they have four different categories: thrifty, low cost, moderate cost, and liberal. And I would guess that I would say that I'm a little bit more on the thrifty end because this low cost end is still not low cost. Nonetheless, use it as a guideline. I've always used it as a guideline to see if I was maybe over budgeting or under budgeting or trying to justify the cost in my budget. But I'm not justifying spending $1,300 a month. We're not doing that in this household. I have two bonus tips as to how I get away with keeping my budget low. One, I shop farms. I buy my meat in bulk as often as I can. I buy a quarter of a cow and it will last my family 9 to 11 months, depending on the time of year that I actually have to purchase the cow. We don't eat beef enough for us to have to get it as frequently as some other families may have to, but it is a huge saver. I know for sure I'm going to always have some type of beef in the freezer. I also buy my chicken from farms whenever I can afford it. Sometimes the chicken farms can be a little bit costly. So, what I would do instead, here's tip two: shop the wholesale clubs, whether it's BJ's, Costco, Sam's Club, whichever one you have, if you have it. That's also a good idea too, to purchase some things in bulk, and that will save you some money too. Now, everything is not going to be saved on the bulk side. Sometimes that stuff is a little expensive, so you have to use your best judgment to determine what makes sense to buy in bulk and what does not. I hope this video was helpful to you, whether it was helping you determine what your budget should be or the strategy you should use to try to stay on budget when you go to the grocery store. If it was beneficial to you, please leave me a comment below letting me know. If there was something more that you would like me to elaborate on, then let me know that too.